We should be
This camera
live.
makes us look so pale.
It does make us look pale, doesn't it?
It's really washing us out.
Yeah, why do we look so washed out, Joe? I'm not really comfortable with this change of looking so washed out. I mean, I look so washed. Whoa.
Too much?
Look at that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, hey, I got a little tan because I was looking so white, I looked blue. Well, welcome to this week's Think Tank Tuesday. Hi, my name's Paul Potratz, and today I'm with, whoa, what's going on there? He's broadcasting over there, and I'm with Ashley today, one of our performance managers. So, Ashley, we're going to talk about change. And I think this is important because change is a very scary thing. And I look at it, there's a couple different things of change. There's the first thing that change, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to change because it's going to be different, I don't know what to expect. And then there's individuals that thrive on change, and that's all they do is change and change and change. Therefore, they never move forward because they don't give anything long enough to work. You didn't know I was going to go that direction.
I didn't.
You never know which direction I'm going to go. So maybe I'm that change person. I don't know. So there you go. So here's the question to you guys that's watching. Do you have a boss or do you work with someone that is scared of change? And if so, what type of change? Boy, that's going to be scary. Is anybody really going to answer that question because they don't want to be talking about their boss?
Now they're friends with their boss on Facebook.
This is true. All right, so I guess let's say it this way. So if you're watching, here's the question. Does change scare you and why? So does change scare you, Ashley?
Sometimes, yeah, a little, but it's a good scary, right?
Is it a good scary?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Right. But I mean, so just talking about clients. I mean, we're an ad agency. You guys know that. We're an ad agency. But I've always thrived on change. I've always thrived on trying new things. But with that said, I've never been that person. Granted, we've had those people. I've never been that person that just says, "Oh my gosh, change," and then you forget everything you're doing. I've always said, you have campaigns, you have strategies, you have processes in place. Let those keep working, and then add, change your thinking, change your direction a little bit, keeping this path with your plan, and then change direction, change your thought process, change your mindset, and try something different. Experiment is what I really mean by change. So, but you have any clients that struggle with change?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and then I have to get on the call sometimes once in a while after you've beat your head against the wall and ask for a change and try that. But why do the clients fear change? Why do you think our clients fear change?
Well, I think when you don't know what's about to come or when you don't know how to handle it and you can't be adaptive, it's scary to not know what you're about, what lies ahead. So to try something new and to not know what's going to come from it is scary because you can't see the future.
Right. And I think that's so many times that people are, I think what it is, it's the fear of making a mistake.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I hear this a lot of times because, Ryan, I love you if you're watching, okay? And, we've had some clients that have been great with, for example, Facebook Live. And we have some that are having a hard time struggling with it. And I mean, and I'm one of those people personally that I know that I need to be pulling my phone out and I need to be doing Facebook Live videos, giving marketing tips and sharing things. I know that's what I'm doing right now. But, I see people doing it in the car. I see people doing it when they're out and about or whatever. And I have a hard time doing that. That's change. And thinking about it, I'm having a hard time because I'm thinking, what if I say something that sounds stupid? Or what if nobody's watching the video at that time? Or what if? So I go through that. So, I mean, what's your thought on that? Because I just kind of rambled all over the board.
Where to start?
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, I definitely think that, for anyone who works with us, if you're a client, you've probably heard your performance manager or your digital performance manager say that you should be doing Facebook Lives. But for a lot of people, that's a lot of our clients, it's a change but think about how rapidly consumerism has changed in the past. Not even just 10 years, but 5 years. Like, think about how different.
A year?
Yeah. Think about how different things used to be. So if the whole world is going to be constantly changing around you, and if you can't change and adapt with it, then you're going to be left behind.
Well, I think about that. So just talking about change in its sense, I mean, think about your marketing strategy. Those of you guys watching right now, think about your marketing strategy. And has your marketing strategy drastically changed over the last 10 years, over the last 5 years? And I mean, I know you're going to say, well, yeah, I'm doing, pay-per-click, I'm doing search, I'm doing retargeting, I'm doing those type of things. But that you're using that as a delivery mechanism, using those platforms. But has your advertising message changed? And I mean, and I've been fighting this battle. If any of you have watched me, seen me on the stage more than 3 or 4 times, you've heard me talk about developing content and how critically important it is to developing content. In fact, I was on a call talking to a client earlier today, and the client was struggling understanding delivering content. They want to deliver content trying to sell the product. They want to hit people right between the eyes, buy my product, buy it, buy it, buy it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, stop that. You want to engage individuals. I mean, like people watching us right now, I've been doing Think Tank Tuesday for years. And I talk about marketing strategies, and I'm giving away free marketing tips. You've never seen me on Think Tank Tuesday trying to do a hard sell, going, hey, hire our ad agency. Hire our ad agency, guys. But, I mean, you've never seen us do that. We're delivering content. Mm-hmm. And so it's a completely different change in the way you market. So the question lies, has your marketing strategy really changed over the last 20 years? Other than you're using different tools. Because 20 years ago, all right, granted, we used radio, we used maybe broadcast TV, and then cable came into play, then, which is longer than 20 years, I guess. But then you started using cable, and then you were using outdoor. Then Auto Trader came on, so everybody's doing the same thing over and over and over, and people are still trying to use Facebook the same way. They're still trying to do Instagram the same way. They're trying to sell. They won't change the way they approach something. But what? They expect a different result.
Yeah, isn't that the definition of insanity?
You can say that louder. But yeah, it's so true. So, all right, so let's talk about it. So the takeaway of today's video is change is scary, but let's just brainstorm. Let's spitball some ideas of how can an individual get past that fear of change and start making change, whether it's personal or professional. So is there anything that comes to mind to try to, am I making sense? What I'm saying is, if I told you, Ashley, I want you to do blank, and you're like, whoa, that's really scary, you're asking me to change, which actually we kind of did this week, didn't we, a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We do every week. But so I'm asking you to talk to the clients in a different way, present a whole different type of thing, talk about different types of analytics, and you're scared of that change, of what might come, right? Mm-hmm. So what is it so just kind of think about it. In general terms, what can an individual do to prepare themselves for change? And so I want to talk about that. What can you do to prepare yourself for change? But I also want to talk about some things you should be changing in your life too, in your marketing strategy, that is. So what are some things that you're doing to prepare yourself to feel more comfortable with the change, even though it's uncomfortable?
Well, I'm preparing myself with, one, knowledge. So I'm, as I go into having different conversations with clients, or if I have to go in and try and change their mindset on something to match what is something that we want them to start thinking about differently. And no matter how trusting of us a client is, they're always going to be skeptical when big things happen or big changes come. But it's one, to know my client, or to know what I'm up against, to know what my challenges or my barriers are, so that I can start to knock them down, think about the possibilities of what could happen.
Oh, I like that right there. So really the first thing you're saying is you're going to arm yourself with information. You're going to learn more about, so you can overcome any obstacles, any questions. Mm-hmm. But then you said something really cool, that think about the opportunities. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and I think that's critical. And
Choose your attitude.
Choose your attitude, yeah. And get the Fish Award, too. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, think about the outcome. What could it be? Because if you keep on doing the same thing, I'm going to say it again, over and over, and you expect a different result, it's probably not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I see that oftentimes. It's like, I'm trying, we have a handful of clients that still do TV advertising. And for the life of me, and guys, pipe in on this, who watches TV commercials anymore? I mean, I ask that question a lot internally. But I mean, I'm asking you, if you're watching this, go ahead and type in, do you watch TV commercials or do you skip past them? Do you watch TV commercials, Ashley? Go ahead and answer honestly.
Honestly, yes, I do. But I work in advertising. I create TV commercials, so I'm paying attention to them.
So you don't skip through?
I don't have the ability to skip through them.
Oh, okay. Don't have the ability. Okay. So there you go. Because, I mean, the way I do it, I mean, I work in advertising, but I am so tired of the TV commercials that I honestly think that the broadcast, the TV stations are cannibalizing themselves. That you go to watch a show and it's like the way they position the TV commercials, it's frustrating. That it's like I'm watching, I'm fine with a few TV commercials, but to have to sit through 8 TV commercials is a little ridiculous. So I will hit the pause, go and do my business, come back, whatever, fix dinner, whatever it is, come back and zoop, I'll hit play, fast forward, play, fast forward, play.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah. Joe?
I wonder how many people have that.
I always ask Joe questions. He's my ground. He's my grounding person. He's my balance. He's my ivory. Joe.
I stream all TV.
Joe streams all TV. Case in point.
What? Netflix? Hulu?
Netflix, Hulu.
So you stream on Netflix and Hulu.
Hulu has commercials.
But they're short and sweet and to the point, aren't they?
One commercial break. I barely use Hulu though. Mainly Netflix, and also I already pay for cable, and you can log into different channels on Apple TV and just watch episodes from those channels.
Oh my gosh, did you know that?
Did I know that? Yeah.
Yeah, that you can log in and just watch the. Okay, all right, cool. So I mean, that's my point. So I mean, you're spending money. I mean, it's a change. So I'm talking. I talk to clients and I'm like, hey, we're going to go a completely different direction. We're going to take all of our money out of TV and we're going to put it into something else. And they're like, whoa, And then we get that call. Hey, I need some more traffic. And it's like, okay, we're going to cancel all your TV and we're going to put it into something else. And I mean, granted, it might fail miserably, but if we're not always experimenting, how do we know? So anyway, information and look at that. Look at the outcome. So boy, I'm all over the board tonight. All right, what else? Anything else comes to mind? What can you do to prepare yourself for change? Any ideas?
Well, like you said, think about the possibilities.
Yep.
Both good and bad of what could happen.
No. Don't think about the bad. Don't think about the bad. Just think about the good. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not growing.
That's true.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I say about doing it, which I've done this and I've done it several times, is just set a date. Set a date that I'm going to make this change and just do it. Just say, and you got to psych yourself up to it and say, all right, I'm 2 weeks out. Okay, now I'm 7 days, I'm 5 days, I'm 4 days. Tomorrow's the day I'm going to do it. And then set the time you're going to do it and just do it. It's like pulling a Band-Aid. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Change does not have to be as scary as you think. And if you're not changing, you're not evolving, you're not growing. So change, Ashley. Have you ever had a client that didn't want to change?
Yes, every day.
Yeah. And what are you going to do about that starting tomorrow?
What am I going to do about it?
Yeah. Figure that out, and we'll talk about it next week. See you guys
let me
next
know
week.
when you have the
All right.
secret.
Have a great evening. Talk to you soon.